political party in this Your Vote Matters is the League for National Advancement, and the leader is Robert Nilkare. Attracting foreign investment, one of your third agendas, your third platform. Talk about that.
Well, I think the resource sector here, in particular, I won't talk about the extractives, but I'll talk about the non-extractive. So,
agriculture,
the sustainable side of things. I think that the potential in Papua New Guinea is massive in agriculture and in aquaculture. Also, on the other side, you're talking about tourism. I think having a proper structure in place in terms of public-private partnerships, and then ensuring that the government puts the infrastructure in place to allow for new investment to come in and to allow for the downstream processing of most of our resources here. If we create an environment that's conducive and safe and secure for our new investors and current investors, you'll see that sector, the non-extractives, grow. But it comes back to, and I touch on it in our agriculture policy, but three things that investors, both new and existing, will look for when they come in to look at brownfield or greenfield projects is security of land tenure, law and order, infrastructure.
Right.
And those are three things that the government is responsible for. If the government can put those three things in to start off with, investors will come. And I'm speaking from experience here.
Yes. And I think we can also talk about agriculture here, which is another one of LNA's policies. But infrastructure seems to be quite fundamental here. Getting into where the land for cocoa, copra, and coffee is can't be accessed because of infrastructure and things like that. These are the agendas that your father and the Barry Holloways and the Sia Gurus and Carl Stacks talked about, I think, in the early days when they started LNA.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you can't get your crop to market, then you're not gonna have an industry at all.
No.
You've got to allow for the crop to come to market. You've got to allow that export access. The cost of doing business in Papua New Guinea is very, very high compared to our nearest neighbor. It's very, very expensive because all the inputs into the agriculture sector or the non-extractive sector, all the inputs are highly inflated. And we get no support from the government. I mean, there are no subsidies in anything that anyone in agriculture does. The establishment of these commodity boards, coffee, copra, cocoa, they serve no purpose. I mean, in the agriculture policy, I mean, LNA, if in government, we will remove the regulatory powers of all these commodity boards.
Okay. Well, it's, all of a sudden, we've gone to the extractables and concentrated on that, and nobody really talked about the renewable for a long time. Is it the quick money that we're getting from the resources that has been the attraction, the enticer? What has gone wrong here with the minds of our so-called leaders?
Well, it's good money when you look at the extractive sector. It's very good money. They pay big taxes, I think. Some of them do. But in terms of the revenue back into with the people and the government and some of the infrastructure that they put around the place, it is big money, and the potential is there.
Yes.
And that comes
is
back.
There a potential also to take some on the side?
Well.
Whereas you can't do that with coffee, and you've got to wait for the coffee to grow for another couple of years.
Well, agriculture is hard. Agriculture is hard, John, as you know. But the thing is, whatever earnings we make from the extractive industry, we should be pumping that straight back into our agriculture sector and putting it into the basic things, the infrastructure, security of land tenure, and law and order. But infrastructure is key. As you know, like, for example, coffee. 80 to 90% of coffee in Papua New Guinea now is smallholder crop.
Right.
And then the other thing that you also know, John, is that since the 80s, we've gone from 1.5 million bags to probably, we'd be lucky to get 650,000 bags this year. Maybe. That's a complete disaster, coupled with what's going on with the coffee berabora.
Yeah,
I mean, I've not seen a plan to eradicate that. I've not seen a plan to assist the farmers, to subsidize what they're doing, and to sort of still maintain their interest in the business of coffee. Because, at this stage, in coffee, I'm no expert in coffee, but, being a Highlander, we all have
a block or two of coffee.
A little bit of knowledge on coffee. A lot of the people are opting to plant vegetables rather than coffee now, because it's just, it's easy. You can take the market quickly and you can have your cash the same day.
Absolutely.
Well, after, obviously after it's yielding.
Yes, it is sad to hear that an industry that was on independent before and immediately after coffee has been left out there and not attended to, not given the attention that it deserves, because at that time, we were talking about 500-600 million kina industry at that time, or 500 million kina industry at that time. That is sad. Yeah.
Can I just add, just on that, John, is that all the export crops that we have in this country, for example, palm oil, coffee, cocoa, copra, there is a market, there is an international market for it. So the quality is already agreed upon by the buyer, and it's already set by the market. The function of government should be ensuring that the farmers, not so much the private sector operators, but the farmers are able to supply the exporters sustainably and reliably a particular quality which the exporter will set. Just like in the oil palm industry, we have a market in Europe, we have quality standards, we have various certifications that we have to comply by. That doesn't require Papua New Guinea government intervention.
No.
This is, we operate in a global economy. I mean, the world sets how they want their coffee. The world sets how they want their coconut oil, how they want their cocoa beans, how they want the palm oil. And we have exporters that are here, both foreign-owned and locally owned, that have to comply with the international standards. Otherwise, no one overseas will buy the product. So, having these intermediaries, such as the commodity boards, serves no purpose. In my opinion, it just serves no purpose. So that's one of the core policies of LNA is that we will completely deregulate all these commodity boards and try to redefine it within the Department of Agriculture and simplify it. We have to simplify these things.